Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And we're going to be working in our Owls and Fairies journal today. As you can see, I've got the signatures in front. I can't speak. Signatures in front of me. And I've also got a whole load of mixed media stuff around me. I know. Who am I? Mixed media in a journal. When have I ever done that before? Well, not very often, I have to say. But you'll be surprised to learn that when I was looking at the pages that we'd worked on in the last video, in this signature, I thought they looked too clean. Yeah, can you believe it? I actually thought they looked too clean and needed a bit of grunging up. I know. I don't know I don't know who I am. Me doing grungy, that just doesn't compute, does it really? But I think it's when I'm doing anything foresty, woodlandy, anything like that with trees, I always feel it needs to go a bit more, I suppose, earthy rather than grungy. Earthy is the word I'm going for. So it looked too clean. The pages I'd worked on, I just stamped on them. So I have done a bit of work just in this signature off camera, just to have a play and see if I wanted to do more of it. So not on a lot of things, just because most of it didn't need it. But I didn't touch these pages because I didn't want to mess these up. I love these colours. I didn't want to do anything to these. This one already was fine on the other side. So this was the one that I really went to town on. So I've taken this piece because this was the one that really struck me as just too pristine. So I've gone completely, well, I can only say grungy with this. I have sprayed, I have dripped inks, I have stamped. I don't have to go over my stenciling again because it almost disappeared by the time I'd dripped and smushed and done all the things that I've seen other people do that I've never really done before. Certainly not in a journal. I've done it on the accordion journal I did when I was doing the woodland one, the other woodland fairy one. But I've never done it in on a page like this. But I had loads of fun. I've used lots of stamps. I've just went a bit to town. And then on this side, I did it slightly differently. There's a bit of spray. I've got a whole load of stuff here. And I just had a bit of fun just to see how it turned out. Yeah, and I quite like it, I have to say. I just feel like it just worked better. It's got a bit more yellow in it. Some of these colours, this colour is forest moss, and I was thinking it would be a bit like an earthy green, but it's a kind of a yellowy brown, which wasn't really what I was going for, but so be it. So that goes in there, and then the only other one I worked on was this jelly print. And all I've done is done some stenciling on there, again with the forest moss, and I've also used vintage photos. I've done a bit of both on here just to kind of get a two-tone effect. I know I went over the paper first with some pumice stone just to kind of make it less white in the background, and then I did the stenciling. So I think that's turned out okay as well. So yeah, bit of fun. Why not? I've glued down these pockets as well on these two, on this piece here. So that's pretty much all I've done. But, you know, they're not big signatures, so they don't need a lot of working individually. Whether I'll get the other two both finished today, I don't know. But I'm going to give it a go. When I want to put this somewhere out the way now. So I'm just going to look at each one and see what needs to be done. So this signature, straight away we've got this piece of Florentine paper. So I want to do something on the back of that. Yeah, so I think for this one, first of all I want to go around the edges with some walnut stain. That's what I want to do with this first. So let's just go around the edges, just ink around, give it a good grungy up around the edges. Okay, and then I would like to use this stamp. This was the stamp I got from when I bought that big stamp, this one. You can see, I haven't got the actual, I'll just show you the page. This one from the retreat. And I swapped this wolf for this stamp, which is like a background stamp with mushrooms. So I thought, well, I thought it's quite a good size on here. So I thought I'd use that and put mushrooms. In fact, I think I might just put something in the background. I might just put a colour in the background before I start. I want to give it some, I think, a bit of bundled sage. Just going to go over it with a, let's see if I can find a nice, oh, that's got red on it. Nope. I've got this massive brush, hardly ever use, never think to use it. I thought maybe I'll use this just to give it a kind of green tinge in the background, and then I'll stamp over it with the mushroom stamp. So I'm just going to go over it. I'm having quite a lot of fun doing all this, I must say. It's not something I've ever been brave enough to do on my papers before, but I thought I'm going to go for it on this journal. Do something different. Okay, let's put that back on there. And then use my pine cone for the mushrooms. Just see how that turns out. So how is everybody? I hope you're all well. Certainly okay here. Though we're not enjoying the change in the weather. Well, I'm not enjoying the change in the weather. I mean, it's not, you know, it was very hot. It got a bit uncomfortable for a bit, but, whoops. Oh, no. Oh, well, never mind. That just adds to it, doesn't it? Perhaps I'll have to do a bit on the other side just to look like it was intentional. So, just going to put that on there. Yeah. We've now getting quite a lot of rain and grey days, and it's July and the kids are just breaking up from school. It's such a shame. Today was my granddaughter's last day at infant school, so she's, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to have to do something like that on here, aren't I? Otherwise it'll look like it was a mistake, which of course it was, but there we are. I'm just doing something daft just to make it look as though I intended to do it. Yeah, so she's now going to be on school holidays for the next few weeks, and then moving up to junior school. She's already had her transition day and has met her teacher. Seems very happy with him. Quite nice for her to have a man teacher for a change. I think it's good for kids to sometimes get a man to teach them when they're younger. I know my eldest daughter had a man for her final teacher at junior school when she was doing her final year, and she really liked him. He was so good for her. He really brought her on, and he was very good for her. So I'm hoping Alyssa will have a good experience with this guy. So we will see. But in the meantime, there's got school holidays, so we have actually got her for the day tomorrow. Today's normally the day we'd pick her up from school, and we were going to, because they're finishing at lunchtime, or will have finished by now. It's all done and dusted, because this is late afternoon now. But Jenny said, well, actually, would you mind having her for a whole day rather than just a half day on a Tuesday? Could you have her for the day on Wednesday instead? So I said, yeah, no problem. So that's what we're going to do. Going to have her tomorrow. Okay, that's that piece. I like that. So we've got that going in there. And then we've got this one. Now this one doesn't really need anything because this is one I coffee dyed, and I managed to use a stencil to give it a bit of pattern, like a leafy pattern on. So although you don't get it so much on the back, I think it's grungy enough. It's got enough interest going on. I'm not going to add any more to that. This one was one we did. Just put it across a little bit. This is one we did with the pocket here. So I think this is the next one, which looks like it needs a little bit of cheering up. And because I've got quite a lot of blue, got blue here, blue on this side, a bit of blue in the background on this one, I'm going to do a bit of blue on here, I think. So it's a bit scary, but so this one is a vintage ledger, plain vintage ledger. So I've got two folded in pieces. So I think one I'm going to use possibly as a flip out, and the other one will probably be a tuck spot, but I haven't entirely decided for sure yet. So I'm not going to glue anything in place until I'm absolutely sure that's what I'm going to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to give it a bit of a, I don't know what. I'm a bit scared. So I've got my broken china. Oh, trying to get hold of it. I'm wondering whether to do a bit of brown first. So I'm thinking I might use a bit of this is a Distress Spray Stain. It's the only one I possess in Gathered Twigs. So I'm just going to do a little bit, just a little squirt. And another one over here. Okay, I like that. Maybe I'll do a bit of the middle. Right. Give it a wipe. Okay. So perhaps I should dry that next. I think I better, if I do the next thing, just do a quick zhuzh with my heat tool. Okay, so now I'm going to do the smooshing on the stamp block technique. I had to keep getting smaller and smaller stamp blocks out because I kept dropping them because they were just too big, the ones I had. So I feel like I've got control of this one. But I think the colour will work really well if I pull over this bit of the journal. Look, this colour works really well with these colours in both kits. The blue, the same blue in both kits. That's why I love bringing together kits from totally different creators, because if you can find some things where they have in common, it really works. Some colours in common, or some, maybe some patterns or something. I like that. I like doing that. I mean, you probably know that already because I do it all the time. And I've always enjoyed doing it. Okay, so maybe I'll do a bit of dripping. Maybe a bit of smooshing on this side. Yeah, I'm mixing it in with the brown a bit now. That's okay. I don't mind that. I wanted it to have a bit of brown as well. That's why I put the brown on there in the first place. Ooh, getting in quite the mess. Right, let's do a bit more water on there. Maybe I'll just stick with the dripping on this side. Do a little bit of okay. got a bit of colour. I think we'll dry that and see if we need maybe some stamping over the top. Right, I'm trying to think, I'm going to do a bit of stenciling next. I'm going to use this stencil here, just along the edge on there, on this side. I think a bit further over. Again, sticking with the colour, the broken china. Just wanted to intensify that colour a bit more. Okay, on there, and then I'm thinking I might do it coming down from the other way on this side. Why not? Let's do it there. Why don't I put it on this side? It'd be so much easier. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so that's that. And so it's going to look like that. There'll probably be a pocket on here. I might do some more. I might do some stamping. Not quite sure yet. And I'm just wondering about what to do. I don't know if there's any point in doing an awful lot in here, because this could well be covered up, because I may well make this into a flip out. So it'd be all hidden. There's not much point in going overboard on the decoration on that. So I might just... I think that's most likely what I'm going to use it for. Otherwise I'll cover it with some paper or something. I'll decorate it up in some way if I need to. But I wouldn't mind just doing a bit of something inside. So maybe I'll use a bit of... So either this stencil... What happened to my big one? I might just trying to decide where this would look best. Might just do that. Where's the middle? Do that there and there. I'm going to do it, I quite like the layered look, so I'm going to do it in, I don't even know what colour I've got here. I think this must be, this is the walnut stain. Okay, I'll do it a bit of walnut stain first. And yeah, I'm going to do it there. No, not with that. That's not going to work. I've got another one of these massive brushes, so let's use them. This on here as well. Okay, and now I'm going to go over with the broken china. Okay, let's put that on this side this time, where it's a bit easier to get at. Oh God, my hands are in such a mess. Such a mess. Never mind. Having fun. So then it doesn't look too bright. It's a very bright colour. If you put the walnut stain or vintage photo, I've done it with as well, so you get a bit of a more vintagey feel. You kind of knocks back that bright colour a bit. At least that's the theory. Let's see how it actually turns out. Yeah, I like how that's turned out. And I might just go along the bottom here. Oop. Okay, let's move this up. And open this out. I'm just going to go along the bottom, maybe just below that red line, along the middle there. I don't even know if this will get covered up, but I probably won't actually, because this is going to be a pocket, I think, so yeah, I'm just going to do it. Why not? Do the same thing, walnut stain followed by the broken china. And get it straight. Okay, so that's that. I'm happy with that so far. Okay, let's pull this back in. So I've got that. That's going in here. So this is probably going to be some sort of flip out, not sure yet what, but we'll get to that. This one has got a backing on it, this piece of jelly print. Got that. Lovely red. I'm not going to do anything on the red. Just love it just as it is. And then we're in the middle, so that is pretty much it for this journal. For this journal. This signature. So yeah, that's going to have something on it, not sure yet what, but I think we'll stick with that for now. Do we see the, yeah, and we've got the mushrooms on here, so that's that one. And now I think this one has got a lot more needing doing to it. Right, so let's have having a look through this one. So we've got the music paper. Not sure if I've quite got the courage to mess up with that, because it's such a beautiful piece and it's quite a lovely colour, lovely creamy colour, so I'm not going to do that. So we've got this little piece, of jelly print, so we need to do something with that. And I think to pull in the kind of colour of this journal, bit more colour. I'm going to use this rusty hinge. That picks up the colour in there, and also this colour in the background here, I think. So I'm going to use the rusty hinge on a stencil, and I'm going to use this stencil as I did in the first signature. It's a bit wet because I just wiped over my stencils just to clean them up a bit. It's alright. So let's just... And again, I think I'm going to go around the edge of this with the walnut stain. Yeah, I might go back and do the first one around the edges with the walnut stain as well. That's it. Okay. Now, oh, I need to get my little brush. Okay, let's do this little piece. Lovely, I love that. So we're going to pop that in here. That looks gorgeous there. Maybe I'll pop it up a little bit higher just for different placement. I might move these little pieces around a little bit. They don't all have to be in the middle, do they? This piece, oh, that one needs a bit of something as well. What should we do with this one? It's got a little bit of something. But I think it needs something more. What other stencil have I got? I have got my big, I've got my big leaf stencil, but it got a bit warped when I was doing the coffee dyeing a couple of years ago. Doesn't work too well now. I'm thinking I might do some more mushrooms. But I need to do some colour in the background first, don't I? So maybe we need to do some smooshing. A bit more smooshing with my stamp block. And a bit of do a bit of this. Or tapping, that works too. Do a bit more. I might do a bit of brown as well. Bit of this. Yeah, it's a bit wet there, isn't it now? A little bit wet. It'll dry. Okay, and now I think I need to do... I want to go over it, I think. Well, I need some kitchen towel to wipe my hands first. I'd like to, where's that really big one? And I'll use that for the green, didn't I? This is the one I'm using for the walnut stain. Or shall I use green? Why not? Try some, put a bit more of that green, the bundled sage, in the background. Probably should have done this first. I don't know. I don't know. I have no plan for doing this. I'm just kind of going with what what I feel like doing. This is all very new to me, doing all this. And I wouldn't do it on any type of journal. If I'm doing something super lacy or pretty, I wouldn't do this kind of thing, but I like to mix things up. I like to do different types of journals that require different types of techniques. And I think this type of journal lends itself to a bit of mixed media play. Okay, got a bit of green going. Okay, now we're going to put those mushrooms out again. And I think I might try, I know the pinecone works really well, but it is a bit too much. It's a bit strong, so I'm going to try the archival sepia again. I have used it a bit, but it's not brilliant. Let's see if I can get it to, because it does seem to go onto the stamp. It's just getting it transferred off the stamp and onto the paper that I seem to have trouble with. I don't want a solid coverage, I just want little bits of it here and there. At least I guess I need to press it a bit, otherwise I won't get much at all. Like there, nothing whatsoever. Is it too wet? It doesn't feel wet. I know the stamp is not upside down again. Right, let's try and get as much ink as I can. If it doesn't come out again this time, I'll use the other one. I'll use the darker brown. Let's try it on this side. Maybe I should put it, oh no, it's too late now. I'm going to put some there. It's there, it's faint, but I didn't really want it too bold. And I certainly haven't got it bold, but I might try doing it a bit. I might put it on my glue book again. In fact, I've got two here. Nope, that's not what I didn't mean to do that. Putting on some ink again and see if I can get it to come off on the other side a bit. Well, they are there. Maybe I'll just do some touches with this one just so that we can get the actual mushrooms showing up just a tiny bit. Don't want to overdo it. So I won't put it everywhere. Okay. Okay, I think enough enough. So we've got that piece there, and there's a kind of messy interior, but it's better than white. And I think I need to wipe that a bit. No, I think I'll leave it as it is. It's a little wet, isn't it? I think maybe I'll give it a quick blast with the heat tool, just to make sure I'm not putting it in the book all damp. Okay, that's going in there. And I've lost the rest of my signature. Where's it gone? Here it is. So that's going in there. Actually, I think quite like how that's going in there. So we've got that. Has this been glued? Yes, it has. Get that out of the way before I mess something up with it. That's the wet wipe. I've got my side pocket here. Got this here. I've got this bit of green dyed paper. I think I will do a little something on here. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm quite brave enough to do that at the moment. I think I've possibly done enough for one journal. I think I may have done enough mixed media for me, because I'm not confident enough to feel like I can do too much of it, and I don't want to mess it up and overdo it. If I have an idea of something I might do, I may well do that, maybe off camera, but at the moment I think I'm happy with them the way they are. So I think what I need to do is clear this away a little bit, and then see what we do next. I'm not quite sure, but I will be back, because I still got a little bit of time to fill. Well, not just fill the time, I've got some time to still play. So I will be back and we'll do just a little bit more. Okay, so I've cleared most of my mess away, pretty much. I've just kept a few things around in case I need them, but I don't think I will. So I think what I want to try and do is add one or two of these flip-outy things that I said I was going to do, but I'm not very confident at doing, so I think I should just keep trying. I watch Carol Laws doing these sort of things all the time, and she has to think about it, but she always comes up with these amazing things. And I don't think I'm quite at her level yet, but I'm going to give it a try. So this was the one that I thought needed something attaching to it. I may cover some of this up. It looks a little bit messy to me, but I know that's the nature of doing this kind of stuff, but I think I might have to cover some of it up. But what I thought I would like to use is one of these papers. This is Roxy Creations paper. It's got the owl on it, so I thought I could use that. And I really want to make sure I keep the owl. So I've been trying to figure out how I would do it. If I fold that in, it's going to be too wide. And if I do that, I'd have to fold that back, and then I'll lose my owl. And I want him to be visible. So I think what I'm going to have to do is trim it a bit. So I think if I fold it where I know I want my owl to be visible, I just want to move this out of the way a bit. I fold him there. So I've got that. I mean, it could be a pocket, but it would be quite nice to have that coming out, because then you've got some nice writing space, because this is I have printed on the other side, and this is some plain paper from the Medieval Mirage kit. So I'm going to do that. Could I fold that back. No, I don't like that. I want to tuck it under there really, but it's too big, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it. To get the look that I want, I think I'm going to have to trim it. And I want this to be, I want it to be a little tuck, so I think I'm going to go there. I think that'll be okay. Let's try it. So we're going trim that way, and then I've got this piece that I could use somewhere because I like that. I know it doesn't really, I could say it doesn't go with the kit, but actually it goes okay, I think. Certainly that bit does. So maybe I'll use that for something. And then we can put this under here. That could be a little tuck here, and this can flip out. If I pull it in a little bit, then I could edge it with something, couldn't I? It doesn't have to be completely under there. And then that goes on like that, and then you've still got some quite interesting, you've got some nice writing paper on the back. Yeah, yep, we're going to do that. So I need my glue, and I'm going to glue here, she says, when no glue comes out. I think actually before I do that, I might have to do just a little one notch on my paper on this bit, because this is going to be a little tuck. Not a very big one, but it's, and then I'm going to ink all along that edge. With the walnut stain. I might ink all around all of this piece. I don't want to ink around everything, but these pieces where I've been doing some mixed media stuff, I feel like it needs it. Right, that was in there. Where's this bit go? Goes in. Does it go in here? Yeah. Okay. Right. Yes. I'm trying to remember where bits went. So, right. Now I'm going to try and glue. Right. I'm just going to glue along this edge here. And along here and here. Of course, the other one who does this thing all the time is Rachel herself, whose paper I'm using from Roxy Creations, so I'm hoping I'm going to do it justice. So it's not going to impede, is it? No, that's going to be okay. And I'll probably put something along the edge here just to make it some sort of trim, or I'll do a tab or something like that. And then we've got a little tuck here. We may end up having a little pocket somewhere, I'm not sure, or something like that. Or it's perfect writing space as well. So, okay, so that's that one. I've got time to do another one. I think I have. I think I'm going to be doing a lot of editing on this video, so I think I may have bought myself a bit of extra time. So let's do the next signature. And try and remember where I was going to add something here. Oh yes, it was on this one, wasn't it? This was going to have a little, some sort of flippy outy thing. So I've got a couple of options. I haven't quite decided which one I want to use. I was tempted to use this one, I think. Yeah, this is going to have to be a pocket rather than a flip out, because I haven't printed on the other side, but I thought it would make a really nice pocket. I'm going to try and keep that border there. So let's just cut that, and I'm going to have to cut it down a bit as well. Cut the height down a bit. But I do want to keep that lovely blue border. So if I have to trim a bit the other side, I probably will. So, because this isn't the full height of the paper, this piece, so I want it to just go to the bottom of that. So I'll just trim this border off, actually. That might just work quite well. Just to take that little bit off the top. Going to work. Then I can, yes, I can fold that. I think that would work about there, like that. And then we've got a flip out pocket. Where's the middle? There we are. So that would go there, and then this would flip out like that. You can write on here. Yeah, I think yes, I will need to. So I'm going to make my pocket there. I want the pocket. I want this glued here so that the whole of this is the pocket. So a nice big pocket. So I will want to do my thumb notch in the middle of this one. Or will I do it in the whole thing? Maybe I will. Okay, so I need to, I think I'm just going to be able to use my glue stick for that one. And glue all of this in. I think this is the right thing to do. Line it up there. And glue that down. And then we can just put glue around this along the side and along the bottom. And we can have a pocket here. So I think that will be okay. Glue that shut there as well. Oh, I need some. That doesn't look straight, does it? Okay. That one can go out like that. Goes back like that. I will need to put my pocket, my thumb notch in the top, so we know that's a pocket. Ooh. And just ink around it. Maybe even slightly inside it. Oops. It's coming adrift on that corner. And I think I would like to round those corners as well. That one there. Get in there. I'm not sure if it's quite in properly. No, it definitely isn't. That's it. Let's get this at an angle that I can actually do it. That's it. Right. Turn you round. So that is our flip out pocket. I really like that. I think it looks good there. Good colours. Sticking with those slightly bluey tones for this particular signature. It's not in all of it, but it's, and there's a lot of red as well because of the red straw paper and the red on the front, but quite a bit of blue inside. Okay, good. I think I'll call it a day. I feel like I've done a lot and I'm going to have a lot of editing to get this a manageable size, but I wanted to get a few things done, and then we'll do the other signature, finish this bit off, and then maybe be looking at sewing in our signatures next week. So there we are. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a bit different for me and I've really had a lot of fun, and I'm in a right mess. Look at the state of my hands, honestly. Should go and give them a good scrub. So I will see you soon. Bye for now.